Hey guys, happy Thursday, happy weekend update. It's either an early weekend update or a late one because I didn't get out last week. So the office was closed, I didn't have my recording equipment, and I'm just lame, so you didn't get one. Or you can say, hey, it's early because it's not the weekend yet, technically. Office here will be closed tomorrow due to the 4th, but I'll still be available. Calls, text, emails. I'll make sure your business still continues to run. As always, I'm always here for you. And let me start with that. I am always here for you for all your business needs, no matter what you need, no matter how I can help. But let me be really sincere in saying I'm also here if you need other help, right? Or if you're just feeling down, if you're feeling alone, if you need somebody to talk to about personal problems or whatever. Um, I'm here. I'm truly here. I want you to know that you matter and that I care, and that I'm happy to help out however I can in those situations. I know, especially when we're in a slower market, it's difficult for many of you to have business and to provide for your families, to do the things that you need to feel of value. But just know that's not what your value comes from. And if you need to talk about it or need some help, I'm here as well. We've had, the suicide prevention team, Barb Dill and her team, and the Promise to Live group and we support them very heavily. They've got some great resources, and so if there's anything that you need at all, no judgment. Seriously, no judgment from me. I'm literally here for whatever you need. Make sure that you feel, good about yourself and that you're able to get through these holiday times. Holidays often trigger it. Even something like the 4th of July can trigger it. So if you've got any feelings of despair or doubt, reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. So I want you to know that I really am here, whether that's business or personal. I promise that I'm always here for you. I'm just a call or a text away, and I'll drop whatever I'm doing if you need me. All right, so that out of the way, let's go on to something else that I think that everybody needs, and that is this. We're terrible. Well, let me start with this. Realtors are extremely good across the board at one thing. We really care about making sure others are happy. We take care of their needs and whatever they have going all the time. And we often just leave ourselves in the dust in the background. What we need and what we want doesn't matter. And so we're always giving to others, right? But this is one of those things where I thought it's extremely important that we as realtors get some help. And that's in getting our estates in order, right? Our trusts, our wills, our LLCs, all of those kind of things put in order so that we know how to take care of what happens afterwards. And so if you want to come to this, it'll be a great class. I've got an attorney coming in. It's not actually me. One of my favorite lenders, Sarah Bachensky with Housed Mortgage, is the one sponsoring this. And so she's got John Buckley coming in. He's an attorney here in Provo. He's going to teach a great estate class. It should be fantastic. And overall, his package. So I've been to 3 or 4 of these, and packages are normally $3,000 to $6,000 to get this kind of stuff done. From what Sarah told me, he's under $1,000 to get your whole estate kind of stuff in line. And he talks about what's called a legacy drawer. I want you to come and talk and listen to that. I think that's a very important piece. The legacy that we leave behind and what we can do with that. So come, it'll be July 18th. I believe that's a Friday at 11 a.m. Should be a fantastic class. We've only got 40 seats here, and so if you want to come, make sure an RSVP. Maya will be out of town this week, but just send me a text or an email if you'd like to be there, and I'll make sure and save you a seat. And if you've got other agents and other brokerages that you feel like this would be good for, feel free to invite them. We'd love to have anybody. I think this is an important tool for all realtors. All right, on to the not so serious stuff. Team meeting, we just had our last team meeting a week ago Wednesday, and so the recording link is in the email. Look for that. It's also on my YouTube channel. You can always get my videos there. And so that's there. It was this last Wednesday we had our team meeting, and so that was a really good one. Go through and watch that. YouTube has it all timestamped down, and so if you want to go to something in particular, if you want to look at whatever it is, we talked about stats, we talked about all kinds of stuff. You just jump to the part that interests you most. I've got that all time-stamped out for you, so hopefully that helps. And I talked about in that team meeting that for July's team meeting, we're just going to have a fun little short team meeting, and then we're going to have some fun. We're actually going to do something bowling or miniature golf or top golf or go swimming, or I don't care. But I need some ideas from you guys. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Jason with Encompass is actually going to hopefully be able to sponsor us. He's got some money, and if not, I'm happy to do it out of my pocket and make sure you guys have a great team meeting. We've got some extra money that we can use for that. So let me know where you want to go, what you want to do, what would be fun, where would you attend. I don't want to throw this at Boondocks and have 4 people show up and only be able to go-kart race against 4 of you, right? So please reach out, text, email, video call me. I don't care. Send a carrier pigeon. Just let me know where you guys want to hold this team meeting. Should be a fun one. That's what I hope anyhow. And then put on your calendars tentatively towards the end of August. We'll have our normal agent barbecue, and that's always a fun time as well. And families are invited, and so that's always a great one. So plan on that. All right. Also, along with the team meeting recording, I just uploaded our last Wednesday's class. I talked about seller conversations and tools that you can use around seller conversations to help them as we're moving through this slower market. So I talked about list track, absorption reports. What else did I talk about? List tracks, absorption reports, property descriptions, looking at your solds versus your under contracts, like all of the things, the tools that we can use to have those informed conversations. And I also shared a link to a template that I use with my sellers every single week. On Tuesdays, I send out to my sellers a template that talks about everything that's happened with their property and what's happening with the market so that they're fully informed. And I'll link that template again here in this email that you got this video out of. If you don't get that, I'll try to remember to link it in the comments as well in case you need it. All right, next up, builders and earnest money. Guys, just want to remind you of this. Builders do not typically have a normal earnest money clause in their contracts. They don't have one where you can get your earnest money back due to due diligence or due to financing or really due to anything. Typically, builders' money goes hard the minute that it's deposited based on the contract. Now, some builders have been nice up until now when they're willing to give your earnest money back if you cancel because they feel like they can just immediately turn around and sell the house. But just know in a market like this, that's not always the case. And we've had a couple of agents where the buyer has had to back out and they've lost their earnest money and even their construction deposits because they had to back out, but they thought that they were covered under certain clauses. Remember, those clauses are not the same. Builders write their contracts to protect the builder, not the buyer. Utah Division of Real Estate writes their contracts to protect the consumer, the buyer, and not the seller. So just be aware when you're doing a builder contract, make sure you understand what the earnest money deposit is, what the construction deposits are, where they go, when they're hard, all of those kind of things. And if you have questions about it, before your client signs the contract, send the contract to me. I'll help you walk through it and figure it out so that you know exactly what to do to protect your clients. But don't get into the situation where you just lost your clients $10,000 earnest money. You told them they were going to get it back and now they don't. That would be terrible for you. So anything I can do to help, let me know. A couple of value adds for you. Number one, I subscribe to this Utah Buzz newsletter, and I'll link this in the email as well. This is an awesome newsletter. It talks about all the fun things that are happening in Utah. And so it's a great one to use to text out to your clients or to put it in a monthly email newsletter. Just pull those ideas out and send those on. I don't see, like I've read this now for a few weeks. I don't know what exactly the value add is for Utah Buzz other than that they're just doing it to be nice. I guess maybe sometime in the future you'll start to see advertisements or whatever, but there's no subscription fees, no advertising. It's just a great newsletter that actually gives you a lot of Utah events. So super fun stuff. I'll link that hopefully in the comments. If I do, make sure and like this video because it doesn't do anything for me. All right. Lastly, for value adds, I don't know, the whole thing's value add, but the Go Giver. So I'm rereading this book for about the 18th millionth time. This is my favorite book of all time, honestly, about how to just do business as a human being. Like, it's an amazing book. Talks about giving more than you take, always providing more value than what you're asking back. So it's a fantastic book. I absolutely like when I read stuff, I'm very analytical. If you don't if you don't know that about me by now, that I'm extremely analytical, have no emotions and don't care about people and all that, that's just a true story, right? And so I hate books that are these type of books that are like story driven. And the Go Giver is it's a whole story driven book, and I thought I was going to hate it, but it is one of my all-time favorite books ever. And so go pick it up. It's fairly cheap. If you don't have the money to pick it up, let me know. I'll send you a free copy. I think that highly of it, and take out from that some very important things in order to be a better agent and to actually improve and grow your business. This is what I based my business off of when I first started in real estate, were the principles in the Go Giver. And that has led me to an almost 100% referral based business because of the way that I do business based on the principles that I learned here. So go give it a try. Yeah, get it? Go give it a try. I didn't even plan that. So terrible. All right, prompt of the week. So AI prompt of the week, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, whatever you want to use. Here's your prompt. Draft a 4th of July email, and I actually changed this to text, so I prefer text over email. But draft a 4th of July text email for my SOI that shares local event tips and subtly invites referrals using the give, don't, take philosophy. So this gives you the opportunity to reach out to your client. Look, everybody under the sun is going to send those stupid little, maybe you love them, I don't know, the gifts that are like 4th of July and fireworks everywhere and have a happy 4th of July, and everybody's going to ignore them because everybody gets 5,000 of those. And so be different. Like, do this, get a text that actually shares some value with them. And I actually took out the part about subtly inviting referrals. This is what I got, in fact, and you can use these if you want to use them. 6 to 8 a.m. Balloon Fest at Fox Field, giant inflatables over Provo at 9, grand parade downtown, chairs down by 7 a.m. Trust me, right? Freedom Days, carnival loops all day on Center Street, fried scones, covered bands until 11, balloon glow, Thursday at 8:30 to 10:30 if you need a neon nightcap. The one that I'm probably going to go to, the bottom one, Pleasant Grove Discovery Park, lights up at dusk, family vibe, plenty of parking if you roll in by 8. So some really great opportunities here for you to just share some value with your clients. Just give them, hey, here's some great places to be, some things to do. You can even do one per area depending on where your clients are and share those. And hopefully that gets you some responses back that you're just giving them some great things to go do instead of asking for anything. I promise you'll get some conversations started, and you can move that on to the referral thing or business thing later on. But just get a conversation started. So use that prompt. And with that, that brings me to the last thing, the weekly challenge. Guys, send a sincere give, don't take text to 20 of your SOI leads, family, friends, whatever, during this week. Hopefully before the 4th of Thanksgiving, before the 4th of July. Make sure and send those out, or on the 4th of July or whatever, right? Some time when they're actually going to be off work and have some time to respond to you, 4th or 5th of July. Get those texts out. Just be really sincere. Like the start of my video today, just be down to earth and sincere. Be a real person. Quit being a salesperson. Give them some value. Help them feel like you're there for them and not just for the commission. And I promise it works. You'll have an amazing business if you continue to do that. All right, guys. That's it for this weekend update. It's been a little longer than normal, but it kind of combines 2 weeks into one. So you get a little bit extra, and hopefully that helps. If you have anything that I can do for you, feel free to reach out. Always happy to help. Again, sincerely, if you need any kind of help, please reach out. Let me talk through it with you. Let me help however I can. I'm always happy to do so. Hope you guys have a great 4th of July. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again next week. Take care.